What's going on? Just in Adelaide at the... Let me see if this mic's working, eh? I'm trying to talk in this mic, but I'm just in Adelaide at the top of Norton Summit, and I originally came to Adelaide to Everest this fucking climb, but, you know, it's a bit of a downer video, but, you know, I came to Adelaide on Friday, rode to my uncle's house from the airport, and saw my grandma. My grandma's been, you know, my grandma's lived with me, my mum, and my uncle for years now, until I moved out of home, and, yeah, I went to my uncle's house, saw her. She seemed very spaced out, you know, just like there was nothing there anymore. Go home, I'm actually eating some cereal, carving up, texting my mate Joey, being like, yeah, let's meet at 4 a.m, start this ride, finish strong. And my uncle called my mum and said, come to the hospital. And as soon as my uncle said, come to the hospital, I was like, man, she's got to be dead. Like, there's no way. I came to Adelaide, you know, I just saw her. She looked like she had no life left, and she's going to be fine. My uncle wouldn't tell us to come to the hospital then. So I come to the hospital, you know, the door's shut, you know, so I'm like, fuck, here we go. You know, my mum's collapsing, going crazy. I'm fucking crying. Everyone's crying. And it was just sad, you know. So my grandma's sitting there dead, and I'm thinking, fuck, you know what I mean? This is crazy. And I was sad at the time, you know what I mean? But I'm Muslim, so in my religion, we bury people within, you know, the next day they're buried like that. You know what I mean? So the next day we're organising the burial. And the way people bury them in Islam is there's no big tombstone, coffin, any of that stuff. I shouldn't say bullshit because people bury their fucking family members, you know what I mean? But in Islam, I don't know what other religions people get burnt and stuff, each their own, right? But I'm just trying to paint the picture for you. You bury them literally just in a hole in the ground in white cloth. So we're there, you know, she's getting cleaned, washed, wrapped into my mum's cleaning her, washing. It's very sad, very sad, very sad. I prayed on her and all this stuff. And we're like, she's on like a tray, right? And there's just probably like 15 dudes holding her up, like just on their shoulders like that, you know, walking her out to the graveyard. And it was the most surreal feeling I've ever had, man, you know, holding up. My grandma was like my mum, man. She was actually my dad, you know. My dad left me, my mum, and my sister when I was younger. So she was always my dad, you know what I mean? So we're walking to the funeral holding her like that. And it was fucking insane, man. It was insane. I'm holding her like that and, you know, thinking about her, and I put her in the, you know, and then what happens was we put her down on the ground, and then I jumped, you know, this is what really hit me, man. When I jumped in, there was me, another dude, two other guys in this hole, like 2-3 meter hole deep in the ground, and all these guys are passing my grandma's body to me, and I'm holding my grandma's body, right? I'm fucking holding her. And then I put her in the ground, and I think, fucking hell, it just hit me, man, full circle of life, you know. I'm holding my grandma. You know, it was like an honor, dude, to hold my grandma. You know, she would be so happy, man. And I was so happy that, you know, I got to hold my grandma and lay her to rest. Like, it was the most beautiful thing I've ever done, man. Just like picking her up with my own hands, you know, and then laying her on the ground, and then like just putting her there, and then jumping out of the hole, and then shoveling dirt on top of her. It sounds fucked up, but it was beautiful, man. And you know what really hit me, that whole thing was? Apart from, you know, me being the one to, you know, the only family member to hold her, lay her in the ground, and say, the last person to touch her body, man, and then put her in there. It's just such a powerful feeling of connection that I hope all of you get to experience. But the really thing that hit home for me was just the fact that, you know, you have to be fit. You know, my grandma died because she was unhealthy. That's the plain fact. She was unhealthy. It's not like she was obese or anything, but just her lifestyle led her to that point in death where, you know, I prayed for her every day. I wished she died a lot of the time because she was in so much pain. She's in a better place now, but you know what I mean? You have to be healthy. You got to be fit, you know what I mean? Yesterday, I got to put her in the ground because I was fit. If I wasn't fit and strong, you know, people are going to say, you're fat, you're skinny, you fucking skinny fat. You don't have, you know, whatever. That doesn't matter, dude. But the fact that I'm strong enough, you know, I was the one in the hole picking her up and putting her down. If I wasn't strong enough, if I was fucking clinically obese, you know, I wouldn't be able to, I couldn't do that. I couldn't get in the hole. I couldn't grab my grandma. I couldn't put her down. And then I was shoveling dirt on top of her. I probably shoveled the most dirt out of anyone. And that's not me bragging, but it's just like the fact that, you know, I was strong and fit gave me the opportunity to move more dirt. And it's just like, that's so important to me. And that's, you know, that's really what it comes down to. It's like, if you're not fit, life's going to chew you up hardcore. Life will chew you the fuck up and spit you the fuck out hard in so many different ways. It chewed my grandma out and spit her out. But luckily, it didn't chew me. It's not going to chew me up. You know what I mean? I was fit as fuck, moving dirt onto it, and it's just like, thank God, thank whoever you want to thank, that I've done the training and you know, put myself in them situations to where like I can stand here right now in this beautiful situation where I have the honor of burying my grandma and just moving as much. You know, I would have moved all the dirt myself. You know what I mean? I wish I could have moved all the dirt myself. Do you know what I mean? But that's not how it works. But it's just a blessing. So like now, you really got to prioritize your training in that sense. You know what I mean? That is, it's like if you got to train, you got to go train, because one day you're going to sit back and think, "Fuck, I wish I did that training for X, X, Y." You know, maybe you're getting beat up, maybe you're running away from the cops, maybe you're burying your grandma, maybe you're saving your mum, maybe you're carrying someone who's injured. But it's the same. It's necessity to be fit. You know what I mean? It's not your choice. It's your choice, but it shouldn't be, "Oh, I don't feel like training." It shouldn't be like, "Oh," unless you're fucking sick and it's going to make you worse, you should be training. And you should be training every fucking day. Do you know what I mean? Don't want to be one of these pussies that's 3 times a week, 20 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Don't be, bro, I walk half, like, if I'm not training weights or fucking, or, you know, lifting or fucking cycling, I'm on my feet all day walking around, because that's training for me. That's training for me. You got to be ready. I talked about it in another video. You got to be apocalypse ready. You got to be ready for the end of your time. You got to be ready for the end of your life. You got to be ready for the end of your grandma's life. You got to be ready for the end of your mum's life. Thank God I'm so carved up enough to the point where, like, I let go like that. You know, everyone's still fucking just so crying. My mum, obviously my mum's going to be sad, you know, because it's her mother. And bro, I loved her like I would kill myself for her. Do you know what I mean? I would have died for her. But I can accept the situation and move on just like that, because I see the world for what it is. I see the world for really what it is, for the fucked up place, for how fleeting it is, for how time quick goes. And when you're just sharp, just high carb, and you know you've done the training and stuff, you see the world for what it. My lips are a bit dry. I've been drinking fuck all water for the last two days. I haven't slept fuck all, but that's, you know, you see the world for what it is. So I could just let go, man. You know, it's like it's happened now. It's in the past. You know what I mean? I just wanted to share that with you. You know what I mean? I'm not here trying to make people feel sorry for me. I'm actually just trying to show you that fitness is key in everything. And if you don't want to get, you know, you don't want to get too far away from fitness with anything. You don't want to lift two weights too much to where you're not fit no more. You don't want to ride a bike too much to the point where, you know, you don't have no strength no more. You want to be all round. You want to be ready to run. You want to be ready to lift. I'm not saying you have to be deadlift 285 kilos. I'm not saying you have to ride up hills sub 15-minute Norton Summit time. I'm just saying general level of fitness, just so you can, you know, you can do them things. You can, you know, you can step up in the situations that you want to step up in. You know, yesterday I stepped up. You know, people were moving shovels and shit. I was dripping in sweat and I was just kept going. You know what I mean? Because that's important to me. That's a priority of mine. You know, my family's a big priority of mine. So if you want to be there for your family, you know, if you want your kids, if you're going to have kids, you don't want them to come to the hospital every day and look after you. You want to be fit. You know what I mean? You want to be there for your kids your whole life. So you're going to make it a priority. So that's just the video. Just go hard, you know what I mean? Just go as hard as you want to go, but just try and stay fit, try and be healthy, you know, try not to fucking eat 1,000 Snickers bars a day and jack off sitting on the couch all day. Just, you know, I've done Norton Summit twice now, and I was thinking before, like, fuck, I should go home, you know what I mean? I don't want to, but it's like, nah. I said I was going to go for a 3-hour bike ride, go for a 3-hour bike ride. You know what I mean? Now it's like, I'm so G'd up because my grandma's dead. It's just like, it just, boom, right back in perspective for me. Do you know what I mean? That, like, all the training I did, it has more than a purpose, you know? It had more than, it was bigger than me. My training is bigger than me, you know what I mean? It's for the planet. It's for my YouTube channel. My fitness is for the people, my strength, my fitness or whatever, is for the people on the YouTube channel. It's for you guys. It's to inspire people on YouTube. You know, my mindset is to inspire people on YouTube. My strength is bigger than me. My fitness is bigger than me. You know what I mean? Bigger than me in the sense of so many things. Bigger than me that when I see someone on the street and I'm G'd up, and they're like, fuck, Abdul might have a tiny bicep, or he might be inspired by my bicep, it might change his life. It's bigger than me in the sense that you might be inspired, you know, that you might change your life and you change someone else's life. It's bigger than me the fact that I'm there for my family and I can bury my grandma and I can lift her up and I can put her in a grave and I can all that type of shit. So that's the video of the fucking day. Actually, I'm going to film more videos today. I'm going to Durian Riders Court Case now that I'm here in Adelaide. So I'm going with a couple of mates. I'll film that. I did a podcast with a dude called The Vegan Revolution. Suss him out on SoundCloud. It's a pretty good podcast. But that's it. I'm off. I'm going to keep riding and I'll talk to you soon.